Welcome to the Mostly Pod Out at Night. Mostly, I am Graveyard, joined by my co-host Salem.
Hello.
This is episode 157 of our weekly All Things Horror podcast. So grab your short shorts, sharpen the machete, and get ready for the final Friday again. And we start with New Blood, briefly visit New York, oh so briefly, and end up going to hell and leaving Camp Crystal Lake behind us, which is weird for this franchise. And as we all know, we have got Friday the 13th existed in this universe. But
well, at least in these last ones, they dropped the Friday the 13th.
Yeah, they very much did. But we continue the summer vibe with part 7 through 9 of our Friday the 13th franchise. So that is part 7, The New Blood from 1988. Jason Takes Manhattan, which is now the main title versus like what it's really supposed to be called, 1989. And Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday from 1993.
Well, because 8 is the last one you can find if you search for Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
After 8, they don't show up. After that, you have to search by the name Jason.
Yeah, and the 10th one is just called Jason X. There's not even final Friday the 13th anywhere close to the title.
Right. And again, thankfully they left it behind because again it's been not anything to do with his normal hunting ground for a while.
Right, and as far as we're concerned, only 2 of them actually happen on Friday the 13th. So
correct.
All right, so let's get into this. As before, as past 2 episodes, there's really not a whole lot to these plots, so we'll kind of just go through the main points and kills. And our odds this week are still Barnyard weapons out of 10, which we could have almost changed to like shipped weapons at this point, but
yeah. Weapons commonly found on a boat.
Yeah, pretty much. New Blood takes up, it is, hold on, 10 years after number 6.
10 years?
For the writer and director is 10 years. So now we are in the year 2001 in this franchise, which is
and nobody has
amazing.
Yeah, no, okay. They're not living in the future.
No, they're not.
Maybe they're just a bunch of poor kids.
Maybe it. But yeah, essentially we are introduced to our main girl, and she is telekinetic, pyrokinetic, psychic, whatever you want to call her, right?
She's all of those things.
She is all those things because everyone thinks all of those go hand in hand for some reason. I don't know why. But this is Tina.
Because if you're jumping the shark, you might as well just give her everything.
I guess. And it's Tina, and she is essentially brought back to her childhood home by her, let's call him good for nothing doctor, who's just trying to exploit her powers. Realistic.
Talk about Bernie like that.
Why not? And they're with her mom, and yeah, she had trauma like when she was younger, so 10 years ish earlier, putting it at the same time frame. So it kind of makes sense why, when she's a little kid was the events of the last one. That's why he was still close to being under the lake. But her dad was like abusing her mom, and he went onto the boat, and she like psychically collapsed the dock that he was on, and he's dead. But she's going there, and she's been in the hospital for, let's say, a decade at this point in time. And yeah, the doctor's trying to, figure out how to unlock her powers for the most part. And of course, there's just a group of teenagers that are there to celebrate someone's birthday. And it's your stereotypical people, I'd say. The nerdy one that needs to have the glow up. I would say, overly stereotypical sci-fi writer. Like, he did not do sci-fi writers justice. I don't.
Oh, they never do. They're always super nerds or assholes.
Yeah, it's like one of those guys that thinks the Trouble with Tribbles from Star Trek is like the pinnacle of sci-fi of all time. And just a bunch of realistically other people that doesn't really matter, other than Nick, the soon be like, hey, I'm the cousin of Michael. It's his birthday party. And he doesn't show up because, they're back to Camp Crystal Lake. And yes, they call it Camp Crystal Lake again and got rid of the Forest Green, or whatever they called it before, for like 2 movies.
Well, that was the name of the town. Maybe they kept the name of the camp.
Maybe. But yeah, so all that's going on there. And, well, this pretty psychotic new girl that, with his group of friends don't really seem like a group of friends in the slightest. um yeah, they just like, hey, I like her, and this other girl's like, no, you know what, I'm gonna try to bone this sci-fi nerd just to make him jealous, even though he said he wants nothing to do with me, but that'll make him jealous. Anyway, you know Tina psychically unchains Jason from the bottom of the lake, who is quite moldy and eaten, and sadly loses his knife satchel and his throwing stars that he had
Little
from the
knife
last one.
match, yeah.
Yeah, they disintegrated over the past 10 years. Poor guy. So he has to go around and, let's say, kills a lot of people, but rarely do we see it. We see the start of it, we hear something, and then it's cut to, and they're dead. So basically all that's going on there. Tina's kind of having like visions of people getting murdered, so she's like having premonitions, and all that stuff. And doctors kind of exploring it. It's like, no, I saw Jason, he's alive. No, you're psychotic. And lo and behold, the doctor is a giant a-hole who sacrifices the mom to try to stay alive, but doesn't. He dies. Well, and all the other kids die. One guy gets his head smashed in, one gets like a party horn through the eye. A couple people are, of course, just brutally stabbed. The sci-fi guy just essentially gets like a machete to the neck. One guy's head gets crushed, but nothing. Like I said, nothing too exciting. I guess we do get the most muted kill from what people are saying is the sleeping bag against the tree with the woman in it, right?
Right. Well, yeah, that's the one they recreated in the reboot.
Yes.
Only it's better in the reboot.
Yes. So that's kind of all that happens. Eventually, they lure Jason back towards the lake, and she psychically calls her dead father up. That apparently body just, has been sitting at the bottom of the lake, but he looks pretty pristine for being on the bottom of the lake for 10 years. Looks exactly the way he did, and it just kind of rechains Jason to the bottom of the lake. Everyone's happy. That are still alive. End of story, right? It's, I would say, a pretty damn generic movie. I don't really think I missed any highlights other than this is Kane Hodder's first appearance as Jason Voorhees.
Yeah. There's not much. There's not much to hear. So
no, but I mean, I'd say honestly though, in comparison, I feel it's less campy somehow than the last one. Last one's pretty damn campy.
Oh, they've been campy since
Yeah.
the second one.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I my initial thought really is what this makes this movie stand out is like not in the necessarily good way. Like, why are they bringing like supernatural powers for people into this? I don't think it's needed. I never thought it was needed.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is. I mean, I've said before, I'm not a huge fan of this franchise, and I think that's wise because there's no continuity
No.
in this franchise at all.
Yeah.
Everybody is making a new Jason movie, and they don't use the previous movie at all. Like they'll use like a character, maybe like Tommy Jarvis, but like he's totally different in each movie. Like his motivations are different. Like where he ends up is completely different. It's like basically alternate universes. But like all these other movies they just like make shit up. They're just like, yeah, now we have magic mind powers. Why not?
Yeah, it never comes back into play again in the franchise.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand why. Like, and no one can reuse anything in this franchise. It just has to be a new guy comes in. I'm doing my new thing. The only thing we're keeping is Jason's look and mask. That's it.
Right.
Like he's always a different. Like he has different motivations. He's always doing different things for different reasons. Like, in the second one, he was just like killing people. They don't even explain why at that point. He just like doesn't like camp counselors because they let him die.
But they didn't.
Right. And like he lived. So I'm like, okay. So like he almost died and he's upset about it.
Right.
Yeah. So that's like his motivation in the second one. Like he hasn't really had any motivations
No.
for a while. You know, we don't get him to have actual motivations until the ninth one.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
his motivation is just like murder machine.
Mhm.
There's no explanation, no reason. He just murders everything he sees. And then and the later on he changes his focus for some reason. But yeah, this movie it's like, hey, why not?
Yeah.
Let's throw magic mind powers in there. Everybody else is doing it.
Yeah. Now, had you seen this one?
No.
Okay, so this is your very first time seeing it.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, no. So it's. Yeah, I haven't seen 5, 6, or 7.
Okay.
So I think I skipped those. Like I think I got burned out
Mhm.
after 4. And I was just like, no, I don't want to watch anymore. So I didn't watch 5, 6, or 7. And 8, I was like forced to watch because friends of mine were like, oh, it's great. You gotta watch it. It was not. But so I watched that one. And then again, it was the same thing with Jason Goes to Hell. Because, well, that was like early 90s. So that was like, we were renting movies from the video store at that time, like without supervision at that point. So
And also essentially the end of slashers for a while.
right, yeah. So like that one we watched. Like I think I watched right when it came. Well, on video. I didn't go to the theater to see it, but I watched it when it came on a video.
Right. Now, do you want to go first with your highlights then?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Bernie's in it. Like Bernie is not in a lot of movies that I can remember, or maybe I just don't remember. I haven't seen one of his movies for a while. I was like, that's Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's. If you
Yes.
don't know what I'm talking about, anyway. But he was a corpse in that movie, and he's ended up a corpse in this movie. So I
Mhm.
guess that works out. I mean, magic mind powers. Why not? Right? I mean, we've done everything else. We might as well do magic mind powers. Why not?
Mhm.
And I was laughing hysterically because this chick just got out of a mental institution that she's been in for a decade.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You are fucked up if you're in a mental institution for a decade.
Mhm.
Right. And she comes right out and tells the dude that's trying to hit on her, yeah, I've been in a mental institution for the last decade. I'm fucked up. He's like, oh, that sucks. What are you doing later? Like he is not phased in any way. Like it's
No.
like he's like, oh, crazy chicks are hot. Like she's like fucked up. Like every time she comes around him, she like freaks out, like like full on hallucinations and delusions. And he just like, oh, that sucks. Hey, what are you doing later? You want to come over to my house later? Like, I don't get this dude, but I was laughing hysterically because he's like just so horny that he doesn't care how insane this lady is.
Despite someone throwing themselves at him.
Exactly. I'm like, dude, what is with this dude? He is like focused on this chick.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I like you said, the sleeping bag kill was hilarious to me.
Mhm.
Just because I had seen the reboot one and then watching this one, and I was like, wow, I know it came first, but that was shit. He just like slaps like a piece of styrofoam on a tree wrapped in a sleeping bag.
Yep.
No blood, no squish. You don't see the person in the sleeping bag at all. It's just a bag of potatoes.
Mhm.
And then he had a fucking weed whacker with a saw blade on it.
He sure did.
I want one of those. Like that would be much better than the little plastic line that you get.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I want one with the fucking, circular saw blade mounted to it. That's all I got.
Yeah, I don't have a lot for this one. I mean, Kane Hodder played Jason the most, which is only 4 movies, but still, I think he is like size wise the best Jason Voorhees.
He also has like no neck, or his neck is like as big as his head.
Correct. Yes, but yeah, Kane Hodder I think nails it. This is the movie that he got horribly burned on because of that the fire scene. So it almost cost him his life. But I like it's essentially Crystal Lake again. I think the entire town's back to Crystal Lake, so I think they kind of just forgot the last 2 movies, as you
Well,
said.
like I said, it's pointless to try to put continuity on these films because it's not possible. There's so many things that don't make sense. There's so many things that the pieces don't fit together. So you have to like take each movie individually. Even though sometimes they try to call on earlier movies, you really can't believe that they're really connected.
Right. And I find it amazing that, like, hey, so we're in 2001, so there's been 21 years worth of murders at this lake, and people still go, we should go to this lake,
Right.
which is so funny. Like, why would you keep doing it? Like, it makes no sense.
No, you know what? I was going to talk about this in the later ones. Like, the later one is, well, I guess I'll talk about when we get there. But like, holy shit! But yeah, it's on that same thing. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. I'll roll into my low points. We don't really need a 5-minute recap of the entire franchise. voiced by Ralph.
Yeah,
Crazy
that's
Ralph.
on my list. That's on my list too. And it's like, it's like a supercut.
It's a
flashback.
trailer.
Yeah, but it's
trailer.
It's literally, it's got the voiceover of the trailer and everything. Like that's what it is. It's like they gave all of the first 6 movies to like a trailer making company, and they just made a trailer. That's it. But they put it in the beginning of this film for some reason.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Like, when I put it on, I'm like, wait, did I put the trailer in? Like, oh no, that's right. Yeah, that's the beginning of this movie. I completely forgot about it. I don't think we need telekinesis or pyrokinesis or anything in this movie because
magic mind powers are cool.
Sure. This is the franchise. This is the one that got the most neutered kills because you don't really see anything, and we never in America have gotten the uncut Friday the 13th Part 7. It's only in Japan.
Oh, there is a version of it.
There is a version of it where you actually see it, like the blood starts squishing out of the sleeping bag kill scene, and it just explodes, and then there's a lot more stuff. You see the guy with the weed whacker chainsaw. You see the guy's head getting crushed. There's a lot to it, and this is one like 5 or 6 times had to try to get cut down just to get to NC-17. And so I felt like you can tell that.
In 1988, like they must have had like some old lady that was just like like being upset about it or something.
Very much so. And so, like I said, the Japanese ones, there's the specialized editions of Star Wars, the original trilogy. Someone made this uncut Friday the 13th Part 7. It's on the internet. I was going to watch it. I want to watch it just to see the comparison. I also want to get it on Laserdisc because that's the uncut version. So it's interesting. The Doctor
probably has burnt in Japanese subtitles.
It does. The Doctor in this, I would say, went to Dr. Loomis's School of Psychology.
No, Loomis was just fucking, he was at least like morally correct. He was just inept in his job.
Yeah.
Like this guy seems like he's very good at his job, but he's morally bankrupt. So like he didn't go to that same school. He's like the opposite of Loomis.
Well, realistically, if you ever meet someone with telekinetic powers, don't upset them.
Well, yeah, I don't get what the point is. Like, oh, if I piss her off, she'll do stuff. Like, dude, you're probably gonna die.
Right.
Like, what the fuck are you thinking about? Like, because she shows zero control, and sometimes she can like move the whole house. So it's like she has like limitless power. Yeah. Why are you fucking with that?
Yeah, it's absurd. You talk about the weed whacker. I'm like, where did he get the weed whacker from? He just shows up with it.
Right. He shows up with it, and it's like obviously been modified
with the saw
blade.
Right. It has gas in it. I'm like, oh, he just happens to have it handy. Okay.
Right. Like they had a G.I. Joe with a guy that had a fucking weed whacker with a saw blade on it. But like I don't think they exist in real life.
No. Why would the house blow up? And why did the guy know the house was going to blow up?
It's magic mind powers.
I guess. He's like,
she made the fire go all over, and then it got upset.
I guess. If you have a wood fire stove in your house, you're probably not going to have a lot of natural gas or gas in there to explode. So I don't know what caused the explosion. And why Nick
magic mind explosion.
I guess. And of course, hey, let me call up my dead dad to save me. Like, no, he was on a dock, which they're in pretty low water. Why didn't they get his body out? And why did he look unscathed for being there for 10 years?
Just like, why did a child, Jason, jump out of the lake and kill somebody at the end of the first one?
I know. But if she,
don't try to make sense of the franchise because it doesn't make sense.
it would make more sense if she just got to change herself using her mind powers instead of her dead dad. And
I would sure. I mean, again, maybe it was her fucking delusion. Maybe she just saw that.
I don't know.
Maybe it wasn't really there.
I don't know. We don't know what's necessarily real in this and what's not. I don't
No,
think.
the franchise is like that.
Yeah. Those are my low points. How about yours?
Yeah, we already talked about the supercut flashback trailer. But yeah, that's what I wrote. Supercut flashback dash trailer. So like,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay, that child flashback. That child was fucking horrible.
Yes.
Screaming, "Daddy!" Like, the most like monotone. Like,
Mhm.
I know I always harp on child actors, but dear God, why do you put them in your movie if they're so fucking bad? I know you can tell they're bad when you're filming.
Yeah.
And again, just acting in this film altogether is atrocious. It's horrible. The only one that's trying is Bernie, and he is like way overdoing. I don't know if it just seems that way because everybody else sucks, or if he's just hamming it up to like have fun. I don't know, but he's the only one that's trying, and he's trying way too hard. And like, okay, how many random couples are in the woods around this area?
Oh, does
Like he walks up on like 4 different couples that are completely unrelated to the main characters.
Mhm.
He just like walks into like people boning in a tent and then murders them. Their only reason they're there is to get murdered, and then
Yep.
walks away. They have no connection. And like it's not even like they all the friends came up and they go camping in the woods. No, it's just random people in the woods.
Yep.
So like the body count in this film is almost all just random people hanging out in the woods.
That's very true.
I'm just like, who the fuck are these people? Where did they come from? What is the point of this? Again, and then like, oh yeah, like all the kills were just lame in this movie. I guess, yeah, if they cut away before any of the blood and cool stuff happened, maybe that's why.
Mhm.
But again, this is the only time I've seen it, and I'm watching the American version, and it's lame. So,
Yep.
I don't think that watching the blood would make this any better of a film. But I'm sure it couldn't hurt.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
all
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that little girl was the little girl in Texas Chainsaw 3. Tiny Tina.
Oh, well, whatever.
Yeah. All right. So, Salem, how many barnyard weapons out of 10 do you give Part 7, The New Blood?
I got, man, I gotta say it's worse than 6 because it is. It's just like 2. We'll go 2 barnyard weapons out of 10.
2. Yeah, this is like a quite skippable one because he just ends up in the same spot. If you just said this movie didn't happen, he's still just there for Part 8, I'd be like, okay, it makes sense. So yeah, I'm going down to a 4 barnyard weapons out of 10 with this one. It's not good. I never enjoyed this one. All right. So take us through Part 8, Jason. I'll bet it briefly takes Manhattan.
I don't think he ever takes Manhattan at all. Like I guess he is part of it for like a second. But we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we will.
I have things to say. Anyway, so we open up on, I guess, the Crystal Lake, right? That's where we are. That's where we ended the last film. So he's got to be starting in that same place, right?
It is a year later, so it is 2002 now.
Okay, it's 2002, and somehow there's like a giant high voltage cable that they just like laid down on the bottom of the lake for some weird reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like the lake, it's a lake. Like, why would you have high powered like electrical wires in the lake? Like, just go around it.
Yep.
I don't understand. There's roads that go, I'm sure, whatever. So there's like a fucking yacht. I mean, this boat is huge.
Yep.
There's no way you could get this boat in a normal freshwater lake.
No.
It's like it's like a giant yacht, essentially. So there's 2 people, of course, on the yacht, and of course they're boning, and somehow let's drop the anchor. So they drop the anchor and it gets caught on this high voltage wire.
Mhm.
And then the high voltage wire gets pulled by the anchor and somehow gets slapped on top of Jason's body, who somehow the workers that put this fucking cable down there did not see his dead body underneath the entire dock that's still there, somehow in the middle of the lake now instead of on the side of the lake. Maybe it flooded or something, I guess. It's been a whole year. So
Yeah.
But yeah, so of course the anchor somehow shorts out or whatever, does the lightning happens, and then Jason wakes up and somehow breaks out of the chains and then goes up on the boat and surprise surprise kills the people with a spear gun. And it like I don't get it because he misses with the spear and then he just stabs them with the empty gun.
Yep.
Like the gun, it's not a pointy object.
He's like that zombie strong. Okay.
That's like, you know, skewering someone with a pipe. It's like, it's not made to do that. I mean, I guess if you're super zombie strong, I guess that'll work. But
he was just juiced up. Okay.
Yeah, it's just bizarre. So then we cut to a girl being driven to her senior trip on a fucking like oil tanker.
The even more improbable to fit onto that lake.
No, that's not the lake. That is an ocean.
I mean, I would agree, but I'm pretty sure they said it's
no. I was like, they said it because in the beginning they're listening to the radio. So wherever Crystal Lake is, it is within radio station range of New York City,
which is
so Ohio. It's in New York.
I mean, I would agree. They always say it's Ohio, so that's weird.
Well, I'm just saying, but they're in New York. Camp Crystal Lake is in New York in this universe. Again, like every movie is its own universe. In this universe, it is close to New York. I was like, maybe they're going on the Hudson River, right? Yes. But if you come into New York on the Hudson River, you do not drive past the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty is in the fucking ocean.
Yes.
So they are in the ocean. So somehow they went to the coast of New York to get on this oil tanker, and the oil tanker went around in the ocean and then came in past Ellis Island and go to the dock of New York. Again, I was sitting here thinking of how this could possibly have worked. I'm like, because we see her drive up in a car to this oil tanker. There's no connection to that first yacht and this oil tanker. None.
Other than the boat comes in that he was on. Somehow it sails through the lake.
Nope. He doesn't come in on a boat at all. He just goes bloop bloop and just comes out of underwater. There's no boat. I looked. There's no boat. He does, as soon as these people, all these senior kids get on this fucking oil tanker, he goes bloop bloop, like he was holding on to like a barrel, like a plastic barrel. And then he just surfaces next to the boat and just climbs onto the oil tanker. There's absolutely zero connection to how that waterway lake is connected to the fucking ocean. Right. I was like trying to rack my brain, like, how the fuck is it possible that he swam like an underwater cave to the ocean? Like, that would mean that the lake was a saltwater lake. Like, that's not how these things work. Like, there's rivers that would flow out to the ocean. Like, freshwater would go out in the ocean. Like, that happens, like the Mississippi, right? That's not what happened here. Like, there's no river. They did, again, if they were on the Hudson River and somehow traveled up that way, I could get it. Right. But they came in through the ocean, which means they're already in the ocean, which means somehow he like either teleported or like dug his way through the ground from the lake to the ocean.
Let's just say he uses the same tunnels that Nessie uses in Loch Ness.
Yeah, I'm just like, I was sitting here like, what's the connection? How did this happen? I know I'm my first mistake is trying to make sense of this film, and I should not have done that. Anyway, so Jason just bloop bloop comes out of nowhere, jumps on the boat. All of the senior kids get on the boat, and this girl is like, I don't know, her fucking parents died, so she was like raised by this teacher guy, and then there's like this other teacher that's like didn't raise her, but is acting like her mom anyway.
Yeah.
And she wasn't going to go on this trip, but then at the last minute, she decides she is going to go on the trip, but she brings her fucking dog with her, which I think is odd. I don't think you'd bring a dog on a fucking oil tanker, party tanker, whatever the hell that thing was.
No.
So anyway, so yeah, the kids all get on the fucking boat, and exactly what you think happens is that the kids get slaughtered one by one. 2002 must have had a hell of a flashback to the 80s because wow, there's like some like late 80s, early 90s fashion victim stuff happening in this film for sure.
Well, they're kids in the late 80s, so it's okay.
Yeah, I guess. So yeah, he basically one by one kills everybody on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even going to bother introducing any of the people because they don't matter. So the people who survive and actually get to New York, we're now an hour into the film. You know, they don't show up in like New York City until like there's about 30 minutes left.
Yep.
So it's the girl, the teacher lady who acts like her mom but is not, her teacher daddy who is like her guardian.
Yeah, her uncle. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like the guy who's like the boxing champion of the school.
Yep.
And then like the guy that she's like kind of sort of like getting along with, who was like the son of the captain of the ship.
And damn him if he didn't want to go into captaining like his
right. Yeah, and like he's like, "Oh, you're the captain. What are you gonna do?" And he's like, "Oh, haul up the anchor." And he's like, "No, you're wrong." And then he gets all upset. And he's like, "Why did he get upset?" Because you're a dick. Like, yeah. What do you expect? Anyway, so they get to New York, and they're like, "Oh, we got to go tell the police that like our tanker is full of dead children." And they're immediately attacked by two drug using gang members.
Yes, because we all know when you go to New York, you get free drugs.
Well, okay, and they're also they show up and they're in like the worst dock district. Like, why didn't you like row towards the Statue of Liberty or something? Like they showed up in like the worst part of the dock district. Anyway, so they come out. These guys like come out. They both have guns. They're mugging everybody, and they decide, hey, you know, this chick is hot. We're gonna kidnap her and then rape her. Mm-hmm. Right? That's literally what's happening. So they're trying to rape her. Jason somehow shows up and murders the two gang guys.
Yep.
And she gets away. And for some reason, this is where it stops making sense, right? Because Jason is a murder machine. He doesn't have a focus, right? He just kills whatever's in front of him.
Yep.
Now, for some reason, he should be in his Disneyland, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's people everywhere, and nobody is like seeing him as a threat because it's fucking Times Square. Nobody gives a shit. Like there's people dressed as fucking Elmo and shit that nobody cares.
And he's on the subway. No one cares.
Right. Nobody gives a shit because it's New York. You see weird shit like that all the time. But he should be a murder machine. He should be murdering everybody around him and delighting in this. But for some reason, he decides to focus solely on that girl.
Yep.
And chases her through the city without touching anyone else. He like, he kicks a kid's radio or something. Like literally, it's like all these stupid scenes of like all these New Yorkers going like, "Whoa, man!
Yep,
watch where you're going," like that stupid shit. But he doesn't murder any of those people. He just like, "Hey, I'm Jason, and I'm big and bad, and I'm in New York." That's it.
Yep.
And then somehow they end up in the fucking sewer,
as you do.
Yeah, and I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck happened. But they're in the sewer. The guy is like, "Oh, you got to get out of the sewer because it's going to flush with sewer water in 10 minutes." So they're trying to get out. The dude that was guiding them, he gets murdered. So they're trying to get out. They can't get out. So they're stuck on this ladder. And Jason is, trying to get him. And then the water flushes in. And then somehow Jason turns back into a child.
Mm-hmm.
And is apparently dead.
Yes, he melted into his child form.
Right.
Yes.
And I guess, there was like scenes throughout where the girl is like seeing visions of Jason as a child.
For some reason.
And we learned through the film that she was attacked by Jason when she was a child and he was still living in the lake as a child. Mm-hmm. And so her professor daddy threw her in a lake. It was like, learn to swim.
Or Jason will get you.
Yeah, or Jason will get you. So she went boop boop and went straight down, and then like ghost child Jason like tried to hold her down there with her, and she got away. So ever since then, she's been having like flashbacks of child Jason. So somehow that made him turn back into child Jason when the sewer water touched him,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's it.
Yes. Gene.
I was like, the movie, it was hurting my brain trying to make sense of it. Like, I know you're just supposed to like not try to make sense of this and just watch it, but like, I was sitting, I was trying to make sense of like this. I don't understand how this could possibly make sense.
He's out of the woods in the city.
Right. Yeah, I get the concept. Like, I understand that, but it's like, one, when he gets to the city, he doesn't start murdering people, randomly. He's focused on this one girl for some reason.
Yep.
And like, two, like the way that he got there doesn't make any fucking sense.
Nope.
And three, the way that he ends doesn't make any fucking sense.
Nope. You're correct in all accounts.
I'm just saying. I mean, at least it was more entertaining than the last one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it that. But like, trying to make this movie make sense hurt my brain.
Correct. You cannot make sense of this movie. That's why everyone calls it He Briefly Visits Manhattan. He doesn't take it in the least sense of the word take.
Right. Like, he kills 3 whole people. He kills more people on the party yacht than he does in New York.
Yeah. It's bizarre. Do you want me to do my highlights first?
Hey, sure, why not?
Well, of course, Toby. He's a good boy.
He sure is.
And knows when to leave the movie.
Yeah, and then he just comes back at the end.
Because he knows how to navigate New York City as well.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's a dog.
Yeah. I always think it's very nice of Jason to let Julius just try to beat the crap out of him. just amusing him. Like, it's the first time he's ever been like amused by someone. Just for
and that's what I gotta say. Like, Jason is not built for that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, Jason is a like soulless murder machine.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's supposed to be. And like, they keep putting cheesy shit like this in the movie. It doesn't make sense. Like, Freddy makes sense.
Yeah.
He's been a wisecracker since the beginning. And if you're in the dream world, he does goofy shit to fuck with you.
Yep.
Because that's how he gets up. So it makes sense when he does dumb, shitty, cheesy stuff. Jason, it doesn't make any sense.
Right. Like,
he's just a murder machine. He doesn't fuck with people. He has no motivations other than murder.
Yeah.
So like, why? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand.
I still like Kane Hodder in it, as well as Jason. And for 2002, Times Square still looks like his basket case Times Square.
Well, no, it has actual stores there. This was like, it was right after the cleanup time. It was like early to mid 80s is when it was still like porno theaters, and then it was like late 80s is when it first got cleaned out.
Yeah, that's fair. I like the fact that instead of the boombox, he was going to kick a dog, and Kane Hodder goes, "No, Jason wouldn't do that." So they took it.
Are you fucking serious?
I am absolutely serious.
These people are too fucking wrapped up in their own bullshit.
Considering we think he ate dogs in the past when he was alive as a grown man, yeah, I think he would have kicked a dog. But
well, again, there's. If I'm gonna nitpick stuff, there's way bigger stuff in this film to nitpick.
Yeah. And I just think it's interesting that this is like everyone's worst dream of New York City. Like, what could possibly happen? Yep. Murder, toxic waste, getting drugged up, stolen, robbed. Like, you try to call for help. Someone's like, yeah, there's a payphone in the back. Call the cops, but it doesn't work. Okay. Like, it was stereotypical New York, which is, I think you have to do in this movie because it amped up the cheese of it, but it's still what everyone thinks of New York City, I think. That's all I got. How about you?
Yeah, I did like the very intro of the film where they show like New York. They don't show any good things at all. Like, only the best. There was like a rat crawling out of like a barrel of like stuff. It was like they show people getting mugged. They show like people shooting up drugs, but literally the same people who show up later in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's like all this graffiti and everywhere. It's like Yeah, they're trying to like really hype up that New York's like this super dangerous place, which yeah, Times Square was not at that point in time. Uh yeah, I mean the dog Toby lives. I know you already said that, but that's
Hmm.
still a good thing. Again, yeah, he leaves as soon as they get to New York. He's like, "I'm out,"
Yep.
and then he comes back. Like, "All right, he's dead. I come back."
Yep.
And I get the ghost dreams with the child Jason was interesting because I was like, "Why the fuck does she keep seeing this? Like, is that supposed to be Jason? What is that? Is that some other kid that she let drown as a child? Like, they don't explain what's happening until the end. Like you don't understand what is going on until it gets there, which I thought was an interesting little like thing
Hmm.
that kept me going. But that's it for high
Yeah.
points. At low points, like how stupid it was to have a giant power cable in a fucking freshwater lake.
Hmm.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. Stephen King's fountain pen from high school.
Yep.
Yeah, that's I'm pretty sure that's not a thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure they just said the Stephen King name to like get a fan grab of like, oh, they said Stephen King, he likes horror too.
Yeah. Oh, for
um
sure.
yeah, like I mean the fashion victims, the people in this movie and their clothes, like the rocker chick, like
Yeah.
holy Christ. Like, what a horrible outfit. Everybody's
Especially
wearing
especially
terrible.
reverse suspenders.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Reverse backwards suspenders.
Hmm.
um Yeah, so like again, I'm trying to figure out, is the lake connected to the fucking ocean? How the fuck did he get to that boat? Because they don't show the boat. Literally, they just show her getting on. There's like the whole introduction of like everybody that's on the boat, and then they just show the side of the boat and blip blip. Fucking Jason comes up on this barrel. That's it. No explanation of how he got there or why. Or like if he was in a town, why wouldn't he murder the people in the town? Why would he go underwater to stealthily get on a fucking oil tanker?
Hmm.
Doesn't make any fucking sense. I know I'm not shouldn't try to make sense, but it really hurt. Um the music in this movie was fucking horrible. Um it was like it was just not good. The acting, it was like community theater acting. It was fucking bad. Every single person sucked.
Yeah.
Um, Again, he was content to kill everyone on that fucking boat. But as soon as he hits the city, he focuses on one person and like literally walks past people that are like trying to talk shit to him.
Yep.
Ugh, just stupid. Um, and again, bullets don't hurt him, right?
Yep.
But somehow acid does.
Sure.
Like he got shot and he literally just walked through like nothing was happening, but they put acid on him and he's like, oh, like screaming, like, the fuck? Jason doesn't scream in pain. Like, what the hell is going on? And then again, like, I'm sitting there trying to figure out what killed him. I'm like, what happened? Like, what? Like, they didn't even allude to anything earlier in the film, like, oh, he needs to be killed by water or anything. Like, he was literally submerged in water in the beginning of the film.
Yep.
So, like, if water is his nemesis, why wasn't he a child in the beginning?
Yeah.
Again, this whole fucking movie doesn't make any sense, and it upsets me. That's all I got.
Yeah. Barely in Manhattan.
Well, they're
Uh,
there for a half hour. He just doesn't kill anybody.
yeah, for sure. Like I said, and the lake somehow connects to New York City. Sure, why not? Movie. If you wanted to, it never has, never will. Okay. Um. Yeah. I like you. Oh, she's seen visions, but like Toby reacts to her vision too, which is weird.
Dogs can see ghosts, man. Come
I
on.
guess. I don't know what the ghost is supposed to be. Um. I don't know if you're taking the senior trip. What kind of teacher says you have a biology report due today when you're on a
The
trip?
kind that's like trying to like sexually assault somebody. I mean, obviously it like got reversed on him, but like that's that to me screams sexual assault.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And this movie is what establishes his ability to teleport because he literally teleports in this movie multiple times.
He's just super fast.
He's not though, but
No, he is.
yeah, but yeah, people have stated when making the Friday the 13th game, the reason why he's able to teleport when no one's looking at him is because of this movie. It's the only time it's really just been flat out
I
there.
think it's every movie. Is every movie is like people are running full speed away from him and he's casually walking and then ends up in front of them.
Yeah,
So I think he's always been able to teleport. It's just they made it obvious.
right. Um, yeah, it's classic New York everywhere, and like, hey, people, get out of here! You got 10 minutes before the toxic waste runs at midnight, as it does. And sure, like toxic waste tends to burn a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff down those tunnels that doesn't look like it's had toxic waste daily running through it.
Well, again, like if a sewer had like acidic toxic waste, like
Mhm.
everyone around it would be dead.
Yes, the
Like
fumes.
you'd not be able to have a city. Like there'd be dead people like laying in the streets.
Yeah, yeah. And Jason speaks in this movie in the little kid Jason voice.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, it's
But he does scream in pain as an adult.
he does scream in pain as an adult, but like when most of his mask that his face is covered by has acid on it, he's like, no, and his like entire face is burning. No, you're pretty well protected there.
When again, like how does a bullet not bother you, but acid does?
Right,
Doesn't make any sense.
right. It must be a special type of acid. I don't know. And that's if the acid is going to burn through the hockey mask, the container it's in is probably going to be burning too. It's probably be leaky, all that stuff. Yeah, just the ending doesn't make any sense, and you can tell by the next one, people just don't give a shit how this movie ended. They don't try to put him back in New York at the next one. He's just back. So, that's what I have for my low points. I'll do my outs first. If you take this movie as a standalone for what it is, it's okay. Try to put it into the continuity. At least there's different timelines, which they've never have in this movie. It's really, really bad. Although I do like it more than New Blood, so I will give this 4.5 Barnyard Weapons out of 10. How about you?
I'll say it was more entertaining than part 7,
Mm-hmm.
but not by much. Like these things that hurt my brain cut off quite a bit. So I'll say 2.5.
2.5. That's fair. All right, so I will kind of go us through part 9. Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday, because let's face it, yes, we have a whole bunch of lore, but it doesn't really matter in this movie.
Well, I don't
Has-
understand this movie. This movie doesn't make any sense.
It has a surprisingly low body count too, I think.
Well, kind of.
But yeah, essentially we introduce we're back at Camp Crystal Lake. Yay! Just for a woman to be there and go to this place by herself, she starts showering, and Jason shows up. She lures him into a field, and he gets shot by at least 100 shots and blown up by some air raid strike that is happening in the middle of the woods. And he blows up, and he's dead. Well, no, the still smoking body of his corpse goes to the coroner, wherever else, who then proceeds to do an autopsy. Like, I'm not sure an autopsy is required for someone blown up that they know that they did it for.
Especially if that person killed people. Yes.
I guess. But he goes, ooh, that heart, it's twice as big. I think. I'm like, no, you should know what the average size heart looks like.
Weigh it. You should know what a heart weighs.
It's like, I think. You're not very good at job. But he goes, I'm doing this stuff. I'm like, you know what? This gummy heart sure looks tasty. Nom, nom, nom. And he eats the heart, and then the spirits, entities of Jason goes into his body, and now he's the walking meat suit of Jason Voorhees. As the bounty hunter Duke tells us that he's been, captured the top 5 serial killers in the country. He's a bounty hunter. He's a $500,000 reward for knowing how to kill Jason. Lo and behold, as he tells this really old guy that's still wearing his Letterman jacket at 30 something that, hey, I know how to stop Jason. He's just wearing a meat suit. He can either get reborn by a Voorhees or die by a Voorhees. And we meet the main guy's girlfriend or ex-girlfriend mom, is the sister of Jason Voorhees that the mom then
Right.
like abandoned.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like the mom was like living in a fucking shack in the woods.
Mhm.
And where the fuck was this daughter at? Why was this
Right.
daughter never mentioned? Why the fuck is she still living in the same town where she knows her brother has murdered hundreds of people?
And her mom killed people. Yeah. It's a
Right.
known fact that her
What the
mom killed
fuck?
people. Yeah.
Like, why would you still be living there? Oh, she changed her name, but she's still working and living in the same town.
Yep. Yep. Oh, by the way, it's 4 years later. It's now 2006 in this movie.
I'm,
In this franchise.
I'm saying, like, there's so many, like, at this point in time, I was already pissed off. Like, one, I'm like, this fucking bounty hunter shows up. I know how to kill Jason. Okay, motherfucker, the first time he ever switched bodies was in this film.
Yep.
How do you know that he does that? Because he has not for what at this point in the franchise, it's like 26 years.
Yep.
So 26 years, he's just been murdering people with his normal body that has, it's true, come back to life several times, but he's never had a different body in any way or even suggested that he could possibly move to a different body.
Yep.
Right? Never did. But somehow this dude fucking knows all about it.
Yes.
And we enter this fucking relative that still lives in the same town that, she changed her name and everybody knows who she is, but why the fuck is she still there?
Correct.
And again, they already, like, the people, the fucking SWAT team that kills him in the woods, they already knew he was in the woods and he killed hundreds of people.
Yep.
Like, the entire nation knows because, like, there's news fucking footage of the guy, like, Anchorman on news talking about this national news that they killed Jason finally. So, like, everybody in the entire country knows that Jason Voorhees was in the forest and killed hundreds of fucking people, and it took him 26 fucking years to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And she fucking still lives in that town?
Yeah.
I'm like trying to make it work in my head. I was like, this doesn't make any fucking sense.
Correct.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So, like, oh, he has to do this, and he, like, wears out these bodies, so he has to, like, clean shave people just to make best mouth-to-mouth contact to transfer the essence of Jason Voorhees into this cop who kills then, whatever her name is, Voorhees, Diane Voorhees, and like, oh, her daughter can kill him, but also get reborn. All this stuff kind of happens. People get murdered because Jason's, body hopping. And well, somehow he brings the body of his sister into this house, and like, okay, here's how we kill him. And we have the Necronomicon and Kandarian dagger from Evil Dead in this movie, and his baby fetus thing crawls up in his dead sister's body, and he gets reborn with his hockey mask and all. And shit, what are we gonna do? And eventually, the daughter does stab him with their Kandarian demon dagger. And well, he goes to hell, and Freddy's glove takes his mask down to hell too. Not a lot of important stuff happens to him, other than he's like just this demonic thing that goes from person to person. That's the only way he can be killed for good. Don't think I missed too much in there, right?
No.
Yeah, that's the movie. This is definitely seems like it is very much 90s slasher. I think it is. But yeah, like I said, every time I watch this, I go, the lore makes zero sense. There's no way he would ever know that. Right?
Well, again, there's been nothing in the previous 7 films, or sorry, 8 films to suggest that he's ever switched bodies. Like, he's literally been dead for years at a time.
Yes.
And then comes back to life by lightning. Like, why didn't he move to another body then?
Right.
Like, those guys that were laying the, high voltage wire right next to his body, he could have moved into one of them.
Yep. I don't know. I don't know how they got to that. Just this outstanding logic leap that they did. I have no idea. It just never makes any sense. But whatever. I guess I'll start with my highlights. Once again, Kane Hodder, I think is good. Nicotero Studio did the special effects.
And Nicotero Studio, not Nicotero.
Yeah, his studio, Kurtzman, Nick Tiro, all that stuff. So it's still, I mean, it's better than what we've seen in the past too. So I do have to give that to him. And of course, that I have to love the fact that now he's canonized as a Deadite in this movie. The Necronomicon and Evil Dead and the dagger there all connects. So sure, I guess that could almost make sense if he's a Deadite. It explains a lot.
It wouldn't.
It's better than the lore that they had.
The lore in Evil Dead doesn't make sense with that either.
I think it'd be better lore if
it can possess people. It can possess dead bodies, but they don't move between them.
Yeah. I don't know. I like Evil Dead, so.
I understand you like Evil Dead. Again, like making him a Deadite is a bit of a fucking stretch.
Yeah. Interesting that there's the Adam Marcus, who wrote and directed this, his intended Duke's backstory was he's a teenager in Crystal Lake. He saw his girlfriend get killed by Jason, so then he vows to save her and get revenge on Jason. That's the only reason why he would do it, which would make more sense than spawning hard. It's like, give me $500,000, I'll stop this murderous rampage for 26 years. I think he'd get that money damn fast.
Well, and that's the thing that I don't understand is because in the beginning of the film, the anchor guy says that our program will pay that money if he goes and kills him. And then the next scene, he's like, I'm not killing him without getting paid. Like, there was just a scene saying that they were going to pay you. What are you talking about?
Well, and that's the thing. They said, a week after he was killed. So he's already been killing people for another week using bodies. Like, still not going to tell unless I get money. It still takes another week for him to try to do anything.
Right. But before that week even happened, the anchor guy said that that show would pay him his fee if he killed them. And instead of doing that, he's not doing anything. Who is he expect to get money from?
I don't know.
Somebody's already offered to pay you to do it, and you're not doing it.
Yep.
And then, like, again, I don't know. I think that newscast was added later, and they just decided to just put it in and not bother rewriting the rest of the script.
I mean, that's entirely possible.
Because he literally acts like no one has offered to pay him. And then later on, eventually, he's like, I'll do it for free. Like, dude, you already got an offer to get paid. What are you talking about? Just, again, this fucking movie is, sorry, it's terrible.
It's all right. And my last good thing, though, is it sets up Freddy versus Jason.
Okay. You know what my problem with that is?
What's that?
The fucking title of the film. The Final Friday, and it still has a stinger for another movie at the end.
Yep.
Like the other Final Friday, at least they didn't fucking set up a sequel at the end. They tried to end it. This one literally tries to set up a sequel at the end of a movie called The Final Friday. What the fuck are you thinking?
It's the last time it takes place on a Friday. That's all.
Oh, God.
Those are my highlights. Why don't you go into yours?
I was laughing a lot when the SWAT team, they were all like rolling and like jumping in from ropes on trees. Like, okay. Like it's one dude and he's slow as shit. Like, you don't need to pull off your fucking best acrobatic moves. I was expecting there to be like a pommel horse and some guy was like start doing Gymkata.
Yeah.
Dear, I was like, what the fuck is the point of this shit? But it was funny. I'll give it that. But yeah, like I said, there's better effects in this film. Definitely better kills than the last two. Again, I do like that Freddy shows up because, again, at least Freddy I like. Some of his films got stupid, but I like him much better than Jason. At least they try to have some continuity in his films. But yeah, these ones, they fucking don't. That's all I got for high points. Low points, the music is fucking terrible in this movie. And it's way too fucking loud. Like, even the beginning, like, you're watching the fucking, title crawls.
Yep.
And it's like, ring, ring. It's like super fucking loud. Like, nothing is happening. Calm the fuck down. Why are you trying to scare me with music already? And like, and it's very inconsistent in the film. Like, when scary things are happening, the music is fucking off. And then, like, if somebody just like wandering around, it comes back in, ring, ring, like nothing's going on.
Yep.
It's like the guy was fucking making a score for a different movie and they just slapped it on. Again, like we already talked about it, like fucking Jason was nationally known. Like, why, if he was nationally known and he was killing hundreds of people in this small area, why would anyone ever go there?
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, why would they never hunt him before? If they knew he was there, they knew he was murdering all these people, how did it take him so fucking long to get a SWAT team out there?
Right.
Again, like, you know, if it's like, the town is trying to hide it or something, that would make sense. But the way that they do it, no, nationally, everyone knows in the entire country that Jason was there murdering people. Like, if you knew that Ted Bundy was working around this one lake, and you're just like, we'll just let him work for a while and then we'll get him later. Like, no, that's not how it works. You'd go get him immediately.
Yeah.
Again, yeah, like wearing other bodies. Like, since fucking when does he do that? And how does this fucking bounty hunter know that?
Yep.
Like, how do you know something that's never happened before?
Happened off camera.
Yeah, apparently. And then somehow came back to his old corpse
using the Voorhees body. Which, how would you know he got reborn in the Voorhees if it never happened?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand that. Again, like, we finally get more relations and storyline, but we're 9 movies into the franchise.
Yeah,
and they're trying to expand the fucking shit now.
Yeah.
The stupid fucking magic knife that, like, oh look, here's the little knife, and when I hand it to the Voorhees, it turns into this giant knife. Why?
Magic.
And again, yeah, like, it really feels like, oh, we got to stop him from being reborn. Oh, we stopped him. Oh, I guess he's going to be reborn anyway. Like, so there's no way to actually stop it. It was going to happen no matter what they did.
Yes.
It's fucking stupid. And again, if now Freddy coming up and pulling him into hell, right? Essentially means that in this universe, heaven and hell are definitively real.
Yes.
So why would God not fucking do something earlier? Right? Like, if Freddy can pull him into hell, that means the devil's doing something. 26 fucking years later, where the fuck was God?
Sleeping.
Oh,
distracted by the premarital sex that's going on all the time.
Yeah, apparently. I was just like, okay, you deliberately put hell in your film. Now you're, like, you know, saying that heaven and hell exist in your universe. Now you have to explain why nobody's done anything this whole time.
God was waiting for his $500,000 as well. Okay.
Yeah, apparently. That's all I got.
Yeah. I honestly, I was gonna say his design's atrocious. Like, his head is like growing tumors and is too big for his mask, and it's just like the redesign is so stupid. I can see why they didn't want to show it much in the movie because it was awful. That's what they said. It was barely Jason. You know, yeah, he's wearing the meat suits, but it's not Jason. Where he's like, you have fucking Kane Hodder, use him. No, oh, okay, let's just do this lore that makes no sense. I think that, you know, Steven's still wearing his Letterman jacket. Not cool. I guess he's trying to be cool still. I don't know.
Some people hold on to that high school career for a long time.
I guess it annoys the shit out of me, so I will always mark it for that. I said that, yeah, the lore is just like the lore. The lore could just been bullshit. I've been okay with that too. If they said, no, I guess I was wrong. Cool. But yeah, I don't know. This is the only movie that ever mentions it because, you know, we'll get into Jason X, but spoilers, like, he talked about, like, they kill him thousands of times. Well, there's only like 2 Voorhees still alive at this point in time, so how many times does he go through them to come back numerous times?
Right, like, lock them all in a room.
Yeah. I could have been like, okay, if they ate his heart and like he transmogged into his old body, sure, that'd make more sense than body jumping if he was that evil. But yeah, also he's demon, but never demon again. I don't know. This movie is just infuriating, just like I'd almost say an unnecessary sequel. We could have just left it as is and been okay, cool. But yeah, it's just lore dump to stuff that makes zero sense. That's what I got. So, Salem, how many barnyard weapons out of 10 do you give Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday?
1.
1.
This movie was fucking terrible. It was way worse than the fucking other one. Again, 8 like makes these huge jumps in logic.
Mm-hmm.
But at least it was kind of sort of entertaining sometimes. This one is just takes huge jumps in fucking logic, like tries to rewrite the entire fucking canon of this world and sucks at the same time. So yeah, 1.
Yeah. Definitely one of the weakest ones out there. I will give this 2 barnyard weapons out of 10. It's one of those ones I just skip, I think, often if I had to skip one of them. It's definitely this one. Because it's, like I said, other than setting up Freddy vs. Jason, doesn't really do anything for us. Anything else before I wrap up?
No.
All right. Well, next week we apply our last spray of Offwood's DEET. Watch out for poison ivy and head to where franchise usually goes to die, space. And of course, we settle the age-old debate of Freddy vs. Jason and get the, in theory, reboot attempt of the franchise in 2009. Before we go to the past visit where it all began in the upcoming prequel TV show, which is going to be probably even more confusing, called Crystal Lake, where it's going to take place at the original summer camp where Mrs. Voorhees kills people 22 years before the events of Friday the 13th Part 1. And yet we're still getting Adrienne King back, obviously playing a different person than her very first role in 1980 Friday the 13th. So I'll be interested to see how they do that. I don't think it's going to be good.
They already had a Friday the 13th show.
Well, that didn't have anything with Jason Voorhees.
It fits, you know what? It fits in this franchise.
Yeah, it was essentially Needful Things, the Friday the 13th version.
Right. But like as far as like these movies connecting to each other, that show connected to these movies as much as they connect to each other.
That's fair. That's very true. I feel like I've only seen a handful of episodes of that TV show.
I used to watch it all the time because I was like, you know, around and old enough to watch television at that time. There's that, and they had a Nightmare on Elm Street show too.
They did.
They were on it about the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was me and a friend of mine used to like wait until at nighttime and everybody else was asleep, and then we'd watch it.
Nice.
Because we weren't supposed to, but it was, yeah, they were terrible. But like when you're a kid, it's, you know, it's like, oh, this is great.
Right. I mean, it's the time period of anthology horror shows, right? Between that, the Freddy, and I think
Monsters was out at that time.
Yeah, and Tales from the Crypt was right around the same time period as well.
Yeah. I think it started in the late 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it made sense to have the adult-oriented horror shows anthology version, but cool. All right, so next time we'll be finished off with Jason X, Freddy vs. Jason, and Friday the 13th from 2009, which I argue is not a reboot, but we'll get there.
So excited.
I know. Then our summer of fun will be done. All right, so remember, we watch bad movies, so you don't have to. And this has been Graveyard saying, have you checked on the children?
This is Salem saying, long live the new flesh.
Good night.